They are. This is, I think, a court masterfully dealing with a defendant who is so unique. Here's a defendant who can actually send a message directly to a witness just by, a true thing, I guess, not tweeting anymore, tweeting something out. But, one point that the court made is if Trump had made these statements directly to witnesses, of course he would run afoul of any gag order. Any court, like you said, would essentially revoke his bond. And what he's trying to do is he's done so many times, find his way around the rules, try to essentially anticipate that a court's not going to be able to craft rules that will fit the specific circumstances of who and what he is. I think the court today did a really masterful job of creating limits where, look, he can criticize Jack Smith and discuss him the same way you and I do. But when it comes to individual prosecutors of the case, when it comes to witnesses who have specific testimony that's going to be, introduced against him at trial, he does not have the right to attack those witnesses and essentially stick a mob on those people via his public statements.
Right. And sometimes our jobs these days, as we head into 2024, is to just clearly face what we're up against here. He is on trial for exactly what you just referred to, the fact that he could say and do things that would cause other people to commit crimes. Some of those crimes are huge and convicted. Sedition, convicted. Legally, though, we take, of course, great care to note that he has not yet been convicted of anything from that day criminally. And Jack Smith isn't pursuing a direct incitement case, which, as we've explained to viewers, is actually more complicated. He's looking at some of the other very clear plots to overthrow the election. Even if you don't say that his words and deeds incited the riot, people can debate that. And so what you're reminding everyone is that's what he's already being adjudicated, right? And then the question is, will he get away with trying to do that to undermine this very trial? And so as one example for your reaction, the court found he can no longer and could be punished for, could theoretically be jailed, advance of trial for this kind of comment that he'd previously made about Attorney General Barr. Take a listen.
Guys like Bill Barr, he was a stiff, but he wasn't there at the time. But he didn't do his job because he was afraid. You know what he was afraid of? He was afraid of being impeached. He was petrified to be impeached. And how do you not get impeached? Don't do anything.
Renato?
Yeah, that's a great example of something that's meant to incite anger against a Barr. It's meant to sort of rile up his followers against Barr, turn their opinion against Barr. And I think that's exactly the sort of comment that this opinion prohibits, while at the same time carving out, I think, really important political speech that otherwise would potentially create issues in front of the Supreme Court.
Yeah.